Hi, my name is Carlie Heineman, UTSA women's basketball alumni and color analyst for the UTSA women's basketball team. I am joined today by UTSA men's basketball alumni and one of the newest additions to our UTSA men's basketball coaching staff, the man himself, Mr. David President. Thank you for your time, and you ready to just hop in?
Absolutely. Thanks for
Right.
having me. Excited for it.
Of course, of course. We're always happy to be in the combo,
Yeah,
right? As
absolutely.
alumni, it's the place to be.
Absolutely.
So we'll get into alumni stuff, but first, talk to me about your journey to get here to UTSA. I know you spent time in the high school space, very successful. You're a humble guy, so I'll go ahead and brag for you. You were there for 8 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Coach of the year for 7 of them.
Mhm.
Total losses was like 39 in your career. So a lot of success. Talk to me about that and kind of what made you want to transition into the college space.
It definitely was a long journey. I started out actually at a 1A school at Welder High School, which is, I think about an hour from here, in between here and in Houston, and just had an opportunity to be a part of, Alvin ISD and the Shadow Creek Sharks. A bunch of great families, great talent, and I can't take all the credit for that, but definitely had a chance to coach a lot of great kids who bought into what we were doing, and we won a lot of games.
Yeah, and I think from the research I did, you did coach, I think it was 9 kids that went D1.
Right.
So you're familiar with kind of the talent level, what it takes to play Division I basketball. Was college coaching something that you had in mind, specifically coming back to UTSA? Was that something that you thought about, or how did that kind of come about?
You know, of course, being able to come back to a place where you played is like a dream come true, like a full circle moment. Obviously,
Yeah.
I started out when I graduated from UTSA. I was a grad assistant, and then I was I was at St. Edward's in Austin for a year, and I always wanted to be at the college level. But the doors were only opening for me at the high school level, so of course I jumped head first, and just fell in love with what I was doing, and just focused on where I was at the moment and helping kids get to the level that they want to get to and accomplish the things that they want to accomplish. And you look up and it's 9 years later, and
time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies, and I tell my kids all the time, opportunity presents itself, and perfect storm, and now I'm here back in the combo.
Yeah. So talk to me about your coaching style, because I've been at a couple practices and your energy is on a 13 out of 10 at all times. You're out there sweating. You're in the thick of it with the guys. Where does that come from?
It just comes from, I guess, my upbringing. Like everything, I've been taught to do, or, I've done. My parents have done an amazing job of raising me and my sister, and it's, doing it at 100% at all times. And, it's just giving energy. This game is played with energy, and as a coach, you have to try to manage that. And I think when you're playing at a high level, good things happen.
Yeah.
So definitely try to bring that energy every time I'm out on the floor.
Well, I know you bring the energy as a coach. We'll backtrack a little bit to your time as a player here.
Okay.
You were a 4-year starter. On the men's side, that's not super common for a freshman to get an opportunity, and then you kept that going for all 4 years. I think you were the assist and steals leader 3 out of those 4 years, 26 in career rebounds. So you're playing both sides of the ball, giving a lot of energy. What was it like as a freshman, kind of in maybe not a team captain position, but you're a starter, so a leadership position? How did you kind of navigate that playing here?
You step in as a freshman and you have no idea what you're stepping into, but I was able to play play with some great guys, as in Devin Brown, Reggie Manyweather, McEverett Powers. Those guys are all conference players, and they understood winning. And I just knew at that moment I had to come in and do what I had to do to get on the floor. So whether that was guarding the best player, making sure those guys got the ball, it was just great being able to be under their leadership, and I learned a lot, especially Devin Brown, and he took me under his wings, and the success he's had here and the winning he's done here, and just kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, y'all were very successful. 2003-04 season. You guys were regular season champs, went to the NCAA tournament. So a lot of success. You were here for 4 years. You spent a lot of time in the combo. A lot of good memories probably, but what kind of stands out as maybe some top memories for you here in the combo?
I would say that the year before we won the conference and went to the tournament, it was probably the worst year we've had or I've had as a basketball player. We had a
Okay.
lot of injuries, dealt with a
Yeah.
lot of adversity. And in that summer, we just all committed to just, being here on campus, not going home, and just developing. And we
Yeah.
just bought into that. And the next year we made history. So
Wow. Yeah.
it was an amazing experience with an amazing group of guys.
Yeah. I think that says a lot about you that your best memories were after a horrible year.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably a good lesson for our guys here now.
Absolutely.
So what do you kind of want to instill in them from maybe a mindset point of view, not even just X's and O's on the basketball court, but just the mindset that it takes to win?
It's just an everyday mindset. Like, you get up every day with the intentions of, getting 1% better. And I know it kind of sounds cliche, but that's what it is. It's coming every day to work, even when you don't feel like it. And leading, and hopefully being around a bunch of guys that push you to be great every day. And I think we have that here now. Coach Klontz does an amazing job of empowering our players. He's given us as assistant coaches the capabilities of coaching these guys hard and holding them accountable, and with that, we're excited about what's about to take place.
Yeah, we'll give Clunch his flowers a little bit. That man brings the energy too. His
Absolutely.
energy is on a 13 out of 10 at all
Absolutely.
times. He's got a coffee cup in his hand.
Absolutely.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go.
So yeah, super excited for y'all this season. This is the 50th year of the combo.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of coming in a
Yes.
historic time.
Yes.
Kind of a new vibe to the team. What are you maybe looking forward to the most this season?
I just think the everyday grind of it, like the practices, the good practices, the bad practices, and just working to get better every day. And then just looking up, hopefully in March, and we're making a NCAA tournament run.
I think that's a great way to end.
Yeah.
That's a
Absolutely.
mic drop right there. We're going to the tournament. Well, thank you so much. I know y'all are super busy. This is a crazy time. Things are getting, picking up. So we really appreciate the time,
Well,
and
thank you
good
for
luck
having
this
me.
season.
Yes, ma'am. Birds up.